In the glimmering chaos of New York City's television scene in the mid-90s, casting calls came and went like taxis at rush hour, fast, unpredictable, and often fleeting. For Kelly Ripa, then a bright-eyed, energetic actress with a relentless drive and a signature spark, auditions were a way of life. But one casting call, in particular, would change everything, not just her career, but her heart. It was another regular Tuesday. Kelly, already a familiar face on the soap opera All My Children as the spirited Haley Vaughn, was called in for a screen test with a potential love interest. ABC was bringing in a new character, Mateo Santos. The writers had big plans, a passionate storyline, cultural intrigue, family drama. But first, they needed the right actor. Behind the scenes, Judy Blee Wilson, the longtime casting director for All My Children, was flipping through headshots with a careful eye. Known for her uncanny ability to spot chemistry before the actors even met, she took her job seriously. This wasn't just about looks or resume credits. It was about magic. And then, she saw it. Mark Consuelos, a relatively unknown actor at the time, with deep brown eyes and a quiet confidence, his headshot caught Judy's attention. There was something there. She flipped it over, read the sparse credits, and said to herself, let's bring him in. What followed was the kind of moment television producers dream about. Kelly walked into the room in her usual way, light, easy, unforced. She was already familiar with the character, already adored by fans. Mark, on the other hand, was new to the set, a bit nervous, but steady. The two stood under the bright, humming lights and began the scene. In it, Haley and Mateo were supposed to have their first tense interaction, a blend of mistrust, intrigue, and flirtation. But something strange happened. The words flowed like they had been rehearsed 100 times. Their eyes locked. The chemistry, electric, the kind you couldn't write into a script. Judy sat at the back of the room, barely breathing. She didn't even finish the full read-through before she whispered to the producer beside her, "That's it. That's our Mateo." But what Judy didn't know, what no one knew, was that this casting decision wasn't just the start of a great on-screen romance. It was the beginning of a real-life love story that would last decades. In interviews over the years, Kelly would joke about how instant it was for her. "The moment I saw him," she once said, "I thought, oh, I think I'm in trouble." Mark, in his quiet way, admitted the feeling was mutual but took longer to vocalize. "I was just trying to get the job," he laughed. They were cast. They filmed. And somewhere between rehearsals and real takes, between coffee breaks and wardrobe changes, Kelly and Mark fell in love. Not just scripted love, but the kind that sneaks up on you when you're busy memorizing lines and trying to act like you're not thinking about that smile, that voice, that laugh that keeps echoing even after you leave the set. They kept their romance a secret for a while. Hollywood wasn't always kind to co-stars who became couples. But it didn't stay hidden for long. By 1996, just a year after their first on-screen kiss, Kelly and Mark eloped to Las Vegas. No frills, no big ceremony, just love, and a spontaneous kind of certainty that most people only dream about. Fast forward to today, they've weathered decades together, 3 kids, evolving careers, and countless changes in the entertainment industry. Kelly became a daytime television queen, co-hosting Live, with infectious energy and charm. Mark, a successful actor and producer in his own right, always had her back. And through it all, they remained, more than anything, each other's greatest team. So it's no wonder that when Kelly was recently asked about the origin of her marriage, she didn't hesitate. "This is the reason Mark Consuelos and I are married," she said with a wide smile, giving a heartfelt shout-out to Judy Blee Wilson. "She saw something that none of us could see yet. And because of that, I met the love of my life." It's a rare thing in Hollywood, where relationships are often fleeting, and real connection can get lost in the glitz, to find a couple that not only survives but thrives. For Kelly and Mark, it all started with a casting call, a few pages of dialogue, and a woman behind the scenes who believed in the invisible threads of destiny. There's something beautifully poetic about it, that in an industry built on fiction, their most real and lasting chapter began on a soundstage, with a script they were only pretending to follow. Kelly often says that All My Children gave her so much, a platform, a career, a chance to grow. But the greatest gift, a husband, a partner, a family. And none of it would have happened without one woman flipping through a stack of headshots, making a call, and trusting her gut. So here's to the unsung heroes of casting, the people who look beyond the surface and see the spark before it ignites. And here's to Kelly and Mark, still laughing, still loving, still proving that sometimes the best stories are the ones that write themselves.